There are moments in nature when the laws of survival are suspended, when predator and prey exchange something more profound than violence, and when the final act of one life becomes the greatest gift to another. In the highland forests of Ethiopia's Bale Mountains, March 2023, a 70-year-old wildlife researcher named Dr. Margaret Chen witnessed something that would challenge every understanding of interspecies behavior. An elderly baboon, dying and alone, offering himself to a starving brown bear, and what that bear chose to do instead of kill. The baboon was called Ashanafi, named by local rangers. 32 years old, ancient for a Hamadryas baboon. Males typically live 25 years maximum. He was dying. Cancer, visible tumor on his chest, growing, painful, slow death approaching. His troop had left him. Natural behavior. The weak are abandoned. He couldn't keep pace, couldn't contribute. So they moved on. He sat alone, by a stream, waiting for death. The bear was a young female, Syrian brown bear, critically endangered, maybe 250 left in the wild. She was starving. Drought. Failed berry season. No salmon runs this far south. Desperate. She found Ashanafi, smelled him. Easy prey, old, weak, dying anyway. She approached, slowly. Ashanafi saw her, didn't run, couldn't run. Instead, he did something extraordinary. He stood, slowly, painfully, walked toward her, offered himself, arms spread. Take me. End this. Feed yourself. The bear stopped, confused. Prey doesn't approach, doesn't offer. What happened next, captured on Dr. Chen's camera from 200 yards away, would be analyzed by animal behaviorists worldwide. The bear didn't kill, didn't eat. Instead, she did something that science says bears shouldn't be capable of. She showed mercy, compassion, and something that looked undeniably like respect. If you believe that wisdom transcends species, that even predators recognize dignity, and that sometimes the greatest strength is choosing not to kill, subscribe now. This true story will redefine everything you know about the wild. February 2023. Bale Mountains, Ethiopia. Ashanafi had led his troop for 12 years. Alpha male, strong, respected. 50 females, 30 juveniles. His family. But that was 5 years ago. Before age weakened him. Before the tumor grew. Now, at 32, he was a shadow. Thin, gray muzzle. Tumor visible on his chest. Size of a fist. Growing. The new alpha, Kebede, was 8 years old. Prime. Strong. He challenged Ashanafi 6 months ago. The fight lasted 3 minutes. Ashanafi lost. Badly. Kebede became leader. Ashanafi became tolerated, allowed to stay, but barely. Then the tumor grew larger. Ashanafi slowed, couldn't forage efficiently, couldn't keep pace during travel, became a burden. February 18th. The troop moved to new feeding grounds, 10 kilometers, through rough terrain. Ashanafi tried, but after 3 kilometers, he couldn't continue. Sat down, exhausted, pain radiating from his chest. The troop didn't wait. Kebede glanced back once, made the calculation. Old male, dying anyway, not worth slowing down. They left him. Ashanafi sat alone, watching his family disappear over the ridge. He called once, barked. "Wait, please." No one answered. No one came back. He was alone for the first time in 32 years. Dr. Margaret Chen observed from her research camp. She'd been studying this baboon troop for 15 years, knew every individual. Ashanafi's been abandoned, she noted in her recorder. Standard behavior for sick or elderly members, cruel but practical. The troop can't afford to slow down. She watched him through binoculars. He's moving to the stream, quarter-kilometer east, probably to wait. To wait? Her assistant Daniel asked. To die. That's what they do. Syrian brown bear, Dr. Chen whispered, critically endangered. What's she doing this far from the highlands? The bear smelled something, turned, faced Ashanafi's direction. Prey. March 3rd, 2023. The Syrian brown bear weighed 130 pounds. Should weigh 200. She was starving, severely malnourished, ribs visible, fur patchy, eyes sunken. Dr. Chen watched through binoculars. She's in critical condition. Haven't seen a bear this thin survive. The drought had devastated the ecosystem. 9 months without proper rain. Berry bushes dead. Root systems dried. Small mammals scarce. Even insects were rare. The bear had been searching for 3 weeks. Walking 20 kilometers daily. Finding nothing. Burning calories she didn't have. Yesterday, she'd tried eating bark, tree roots, anything. But it wasn't enough. Not nearly enough. She was dying, just like Ashanafi. Different species. Same fate. Until she smelled him. Blood. Sickness. Weakness. The scent of dying prey. She lifted her head, tested the wind. There. 200 meters. By the stream. She moved toward it. Slowly. Conserving energy, but determined. 150 meters. She saw him. Old Baboon, sitting alone, not moving much. Dr. Chen tensed. Daniel. Camera. Now. She's going for Ashanafi. Should we intervene? No. We observe. Nature takes its course. 100 meters. The bear paused, assessed. The baboon should be running, should be screaming, calling for his troop. But he wasn't moving. Ashanafi saw her, recognized death approaching. Not leopard, not hyena. Bear. Rarer. But just as final. He watched her approach, calmly. No fear anymore. Just acceptance. 75 meters. The bear moved faster now, hunger overriding caution. Ashanafi stood, slowly, painfully, his chest tumor visible, prominent, grotesque. What's he doing? Daniel whispered. I don't know. He should be running. 50 meters. The bear was close enough to charge, close enough to kill in seconds. But Ashinafi didn't run. Instead, he did something that froze Dr. Chen's breath. He walked toward the bear, step by step, slow, deliberate. He's approaching her. Why would he approach? 40 meters, 30, 25. The bear stopped, confused. This wasn't normal prey behavior. Was it a threat? A challenge? The bear sat down, 2 meters away. Not attacking, not leaving, just sitting. "What is she doing?" Daniel whispered. "I don't know. This isn't normal bear behavior." The two sat, facing each other. Old dying baboon, young starving bear. For 5 minutes, neither moved, just looked. Then the bear did something extraordinary. She lay down. Completely. Vulnerable position, not threatening. Ashinafi tilted his head, confused. "You're not going to kill me?" The bear huffed, soft, not aggressive, almost gentle. "No, not you." "But why? She's starving. He's offering. Why would she refuse?" Dr. Chen zoomed in, watched the bear's eyes. "She's showing respect. That's what this is. She recognizes that he's choosing, that he has dignity, and she's honoring it. Bears don't think like that. This one does." The bear stood, slowly, turned away from Ashinafi, started walking, not running, not charging, just walking. Away, leaving the easy prey, choosing hunger over dishonor. Ashinafi watched her go, stunned, still alive. Death refused. The bear stopped, 20 meters away, looked back, one last glance, then continued into the forest, disappearing. "She let him live," Dr. Chen whispered. "A starving bear let easy prey live because he offered with dignity." Ashinafi sat down slowly, shaking, not from fear, from something else. Gratitude, maybe. Respect. Recognition. He had been ready to die. But death said not yet. March 4th. Next morning. Ashinafi still at the stream. Dr. Chen arrived early. Subject survived the night. Bear encounter yesterday resulted in no predation. Unprecedented behavior documented. Ashinafi was drinking, slowly, painfully, each movement deliberate. He looked different somehow, not physically, but his eyes, less resigned, more alert. "He looks like he wants to live again," Daniel observed. "Maybe. Or maybe he's just confused that death was offered and refused." 9 a.m. Movement in the forest. The bear emerged. Same location as yesterday. She looked worse, even thinner. Another day without food. Another day closer to death. Dr. Chen tensed. She's back. Maybe hunger overrode her hesitation. The bear saw Ashinafi. Stopped. They locked eyes across 70 meters. Ashinafi stood, not offering this time, just acknowledging. "You came back." The bear approached, slower than yesterday, weaker, each step costing precious energy. 50 meters, 40, 30. Ashinafi didn't move, didn't flee, just watched. 20 meters. The bear stopped, sat down heavily, exhausted. They looked at each other, both dying, both running out of time. Then Ashinafi did something that made Dr. Chen grab Daniel's arm. "Are you seeing this?" Ashinafi moved, not away, toward the bear. He's approaching her, voluntarily. 10 meters. 5. 3. The bear watched, alert but not aggressive. Ashinafi stopped, 2 meters away, reached down, picked up something. A root. He'd been eating small roots, barely nutritious, but something. He held it out, toward the bear. "He's offering food," Dr. Chen whispered. "He's feeding her." The bear sniffed. Root, not meat, not calories she needed, but something. She took it, gently, from his hand, ate it, small. March 5th to 12th, 7 days of companionship. Every morning, the bear returned. Every morning, Ashinafi waited. They developed a routine, wordless, understood. Ashinafi foraged, roots, tubers, seeds, whatever his weakening body could find. Shared everything with the bear. The bear hunted, small prey, insects, occasionally a fish. Shared portions with Ashinafi. Neither ate enough. Both continued declining, but slower now. Together, Dr. Chen documented daily. Day 3 of interspecies cooperation. Both subjects critically malnourished, but behavior persists. Ashinafi estimated 2 weeks remaining. Bear perhaps less. Day 4. Ashinafi's tumor grew larger, visible even from distance. He moved slower. Breathing labored. The bear noticed, stayed closer. Within 1 meter now, her presence providing comfort. Day 5. The bear collapsed, too weak to hunt, just lay by the stream. Ashinafi brought her water, scooped in his hands, poured near her mouth. She drank. Role reversal, Dr. Chen noted. The baboon now caring for the bear. Day 6. Rain. First rain in 9 months. Light. Brief. But rain. Ashinafi and the bear sat side by side, letting it fall on them. Mouths open. Drinking. They're experiencing relief together. Shared joy in simple rain. Day 7. The rain brought mushrooms. Small, but edible. Ashinafi found them. Ate some. Brought most to the bear. She ate. First substantial food in days. Strength slightly improved. That evening she caught a larger fish. 2 pounds. Real calories. She brought it to Ashinafi. Dropped it before him. Eat. You need it more. He ate half. Pushed the rest back to her. You need it too. They shared. Equally. March 10th, Day 8. Dr. Chen received visitors, wildlife officials, veterinarians. We've been following your reports. This behavior is unprecedented. We want to intervene. Capture both. March 12th to April 3rd, 2023. 22 days that changed wildlife science. Dr. Chen's decision was controversial. You're anthropomorphizing, projecting human emotions onto animals incapable of such complexity. Watch the footage, she replied. Then tell me they're incapable. She implemented a support protocol. Food placed 50 meters away. Water stations. Non-invasive observation. Medical supplies available but not forced. Ashinafi and the bear accepted the food, cautiously at first, then regularly, sharing everything equally. Day 10. Both subjects' eating provided nutrition. Weight stabilization observed. However, Ashinafi's tumor progression continues. Bear's condition improved slightly. March 15th. Ashinafi's breathing worsened. Tumor pressing on lungs. He struggled. The bear noticed, moved closer, pressed her body against his back, supporting him, helping him breathe. She's providing physical therapy, veterinarian Dr. Sarah Kim observed. Her warmth and pressure easing his respiratory distress. March 18th. The bear was stronger now. Regular food restored some weight. She could leave, return to the forest, survive. But she didn't. Every morning she hunted. Every evening she returned. To Ashinafi, to their spot by the stream. She's choosing to stay, Daniel said. She could live now, but she's staying with him. Because he stayed with her. When she was dying, he fed her, shared. Now she's returning it. March 22nd. Ashinafi couldn't stand anymore. Too weak. Tumor too large. He lay on his side, breathing shallow. The bear lay beside him, closer than ever, her body warming his, her breathing synchronized with his. Dr. Chen watched through tears. She's keeping vigil, like humans do, staying with the dying. That night, temperature dropped, freezing. Ashinafi shivered, hypothermia risk. The bear moved, positioned herself around him, completely surrounding, creating a heat cocoon, sharing her body warmth. By morning, Ashinafi was still alive, still breathing, because of her. March 25th, day 23. Ashinafi's eyes opened, looked at the bear. Recognition, gratitude, love. He lifted his hand, slowly, painfully, touched her paw. First deliberate contact in 23 days. She didn't pull away. Let his hand rest there. They're holding hands, Dr. Chen whispered. Primate and Ursid, holding hands. For 3 hours, they stayed connected, hand to paw, until Ashinafi's hand slipped, too weak to maintain. The bear gently placed her paw over his hand, continuing the contact. I've got you. March 28th. Ashinafi stopped eating, refused food. The end was near. The bear tried bringing him berries, fish, roots, everything. He wouldn't eat. She understood, lay beside him, accepting. It's time. I know. Dr. Chen gathered her team. He's choosing to go. We don't interfere. We witness. March 30th. Ashinafi's breathing slowed, irregular, minutes between breaths. The bear never left, her head resting near his, watching his face. Every breath Ashinafi took, the bear huffed softly. "I'm here. You're not alone." At 4:17 p.m., Ashinafi took his last breath, peaceful, painless, his hand near the bear's paw. The bear knew immediately. She lifted her head, sniffed him, nudged him gently. No response. She huffed, loud, calling, "Wake up, please." Nothing. She lay her head on his chest, where the tumor had been, where the pain had lived, and she mourned. For 3 hours she didn't move, just lay with him, grieving. "I've never seen a bear grieve," Dr. Kim said. "This is mourning, clear, undeniable." At dusk, the bear stood, slowly, looked at Ashinafi one last time. She touched his face with her nose. Gentle, final goodbye. Then she turned, walked toward the forest, paused at the tree line, looked back once, and left. Dr. Chen and team buried Ashinafi under the overhang, where he'd waited to die, where he'd found companionship instead. Small marker, simple words. Ashinafi, 1991 to 2023. He taught us dignity has no species. April 1st, 2 days later. The bear returned to the grave site. She sat for an hour, silent vigil, then left. She returned every day for 2 weeks, sitting, remembering, honoring. "She's visiting his grave," Dr. Chen documented. Ritual behavior, previously undocumented in bears. April 15th. The bear stopped coming. Dr. Chen tracked her, found her 3 kilometers away, healthy, hunting, surviving. She grieved. Then she lived, because he gave her that chance, his last gift. May 2023. Dr. Chen published her findings. Nature Behavioral Sciences. Interspecies Compassion and End-of-Life Companionship. Case study of Hamadryas baboon and Syrian brown bear. The paper detailed everything: the offering, the refusal to kill, the mutual care, the vigil, the grief. Conclusion: this case demonstrates advanced emotional complexity in both species, recognition of suffering, voluntary sacrifice, companionship in death, grief rituals. These behaviors suggest consciousness and empathy at levels previously unacknowledged in non-primate mammals. The scientific community debated. Some accepted, others rejected. Coincidence, survival strategy, anthropomorphic interpretation. But the footage didn't lie. The behavior was real, documented, undeniable. July 2023. The story went viral. CNN, BBC, National Geographic. The baboon who fed his killer. The bear who chose mercy. 50 million views. Worldwide response. Comments flooded. "This proves animals have souls. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen." They taught us more about humanity than humans do. September 2023. Conservation funding increased for Syrian brown bears, for Hamadryas baboons, for habitat protection. Your story saved my species, biologists said. Public awareness, donations, policy changes, because of Ashanafi and the bear. Today, the bear still lives, tracked by researchers, healthy, thriving. She's 6 years old now, has her own cubs, and sometimes she takes them to a place by a stream, where an overhang provides shelter, where a small marker stands. She sits, cubs playing nearby, just sits, remembering. She's teaching them, Dr. Chen observes, about the old baboon who saved her, about compassion, about dignity. How do you know? Because one of her cubs touched the marker, gently, like she taught them, respect for what was here. Dr. Chen gives lectures now, universities, conferences, TED Talk in November 2023. People ask what Ashanafi and the bear teach us, she says. They teach us that dignity transcends species, that an old baboon offering his life with grace deserves respect, that a starving bear choosing not to kill demonstrates consciousness we barely understand. Ashanafi could have died alone, abandoned, forgotten. Instead, he found companionship, someone who recognized his worth, who stayed when she could have left, who mourned when he died. The bear could have killed easily, fed herself, survived longer, but she chose something harder. She chose to honor his offering by refusing it. She chose relationship over survival. They both chose dignity in the face of death, in the presence of suffering. They chose connection. And in doing so, they proved something we often forget, that we're not the only species capable of love, of sacrifice, of recognizing that how we die matters as much as how we live. Ashanafi died with dignity, because a bear granted it. The bear lived with purpose, because a baboon gave it. And we learned that the wild is not as wild as we think, that compassion lives in unexpected hearts, that mercy is not uniquely human. It's universal, if we're wise enough to see it. At the grave site, wind moves through trees, stream flows gently, life continues, the marker remains, simple, powerful. Ashanafi. He taught us dignity has no species. And sometimes, in the evening light, a bear brings her cubs, sits quietly, teaches them about the old baboon who offered everything and received love in return, the gift that transcended death, the bond that changed science. The mercy that proved wild hearts can be the gentlest of all. This true story touched your heart, showed you that compassion exists beyond humanity, that dignity matters in every species, and that sometimes the greatest acts of kindness come from the most unexpected sources. Share Ashanafi and the bear's story. And remember, every creature deserves respect. Every life has value, even at the end, especially at the end. Subscribe for more true stories that prove the wild has more wisdom than we ever imagined.